wrap up. These are all the books that I read in January. I was thinking for the wrap up, we could do it in a tier list, and I could tell you about the books, and then I could put them on the tier list. S tier is 5-star, and then 4-star, 3-star, 2-star. Why the frick did I read it? Or DNF. I'm gonna put what I rated it. I'm gonna tell you about it. This is gonna be a really cool reading wrap up. I've never done one like this before, and I thought it would be fun. Also, holy frick, thank you guys for 100 subs. That's really freaking cool. Whoa, first book. Can I grab it? Oh. Okay, got it. A Language of Dragons. Reading this book in the current political climate was kind of crazy. A Language of Dragon is set in a alternate post-World War I London. The society is divided up into first class, second class, third class being the lowest. Our main character, Vivian, and her family have grown up in a small bubble of the second class where they are comfortable. They aren't rich, but they aren't super poor, and Vivian wants to get an internship as someone who studies dragon languages. So, to give her sister a better life, to keep her sister out of the third class, Vivian decides that she wants to try for this internship, and she is someone who follows the rules. Vivian is a very unlikable character. Vivian, throughout a lot of the book, is very morally gray because she values her comfort and her safety and the comfort and safety of those she loves over the majority of people. One night, something happens that's tragic, and their parents are arrested for aiding in a rebellion. So, to possibly help her parents and her sister get out from this bad situation, Vivian is recruited as a code breaker in the war effort against the rebels. Reading this book with what's happening now was wild. I didn't even know if sometimes I could even finish it because what was happening felt so relevant and scary. My original rating for this book was a 3-star. This was a very good book. It explored the themes of propaganda and brainwashing and how separating a populace, like creating that divide of the classes and everything, how that all of these systems are created by a government to make the people more docile and more easily to control. And the author explores language in a very beautiful way, and it shows how much power language can have. You can either use that power to do something beautiful and good, or just do something horrible and evil with it. If you like the Hunger Games and like the political part of the Hunger Games, you will like this book. Do not read it for the romance. I feel like the romance subplot, I feel like it shouldn't even been in there. I originally gave this a 3-star. I think it is a young adult book, so maybe I just didn't quite connect to it. But now looking back on it, I think I'm gonna bump this up to a 4-star. A. We're gonna put it on A. Ah, my controller died. Are you kidding? Okay, we're good. This month was the month of dragons. Let's just do all the dragon books first. The next one we have Fear the Flames. This is a romantasy with dragons. I rated it a 4-star because escapism. The romance was nice. I like the spice, and it was a good breather from all the heavy books that I was reading. 4-star. Oh, there's our tier list so far. It's hard to put them straight. I don't know. It works. We can't talk about dragon books and not talk about these two. Onyx Storm and Iron Flame. So Iron Flame, I liked it better than Fourth Wing. And then I liked Onyx Storm more than I liked Iron Flame and Fourth Wing. I feel like Onyx Storm was a lot better. I like the lore. I feel like the way it was delivered though was kind of weird. Rebecca Yarros, I feel like she would be a really good contemporary romance writer. As far as fantasy goes, it's not my type of fantasy. So I think overall, I'm gonna put the series at a 2-star, but did give Onyx Storm 3 stars. I enjoyed it. The audiobooks are really fun to listen to. If I didn't have the audiobook for this one, I would have DNF'd it. I think like what really throws me off is when I'm listening or reading Xaden and Violet, no matter who it is, they'll be like, I moved my ass on the dragon. And I'm just sitting there like, the fuck? It's putting modern language into a fantasy book, and it's kind of off-putting for me personally. Entertainment-wise, I would almost give these a 5-star. They're very entertaining. So I'm gonna put these on C tier, but Onyx Storm got a 3-star. Can't see. Oh god. Oh. Okay, there. Alright, let's do I Started It. The Eye of the World, the first book in the Wheel of Time series. This was so good, I gave it a 5-star. But it was classic fantasy, world building, tons of characters. It does have romantic subplots, but again, it's an epic fantasy. You like the Lord of the Rings, you will like this. I know there's like some discussion later on in the books. They come to a lull, and then the end is wrapped up very well by Brandon Sanderson, which is the reason why I'm reading it, because I I'm a huge Brandon Sanderson fan. I think this series is going to be a very classic tale of the hero's journey. We have Moiraine, and she is part of the Aes Sedai, and she comes to a little village where she is trying to find the chosen one that will help save the world from the Dark One. There's quests, there's found family, there's adventures. The characters go through so many hardships. I can't wait to see where the story leads. In this world, women can make magic and they're very powerful, but men can also have magic, but the magic, when they use it, they become more cynical or crazy. Basically, when men have magic, the Aes Sedai are there to handle them because they basically just destroy everything. I think the chosen one can be male or female. Moiraine is trying to figure out who it is. She kind of has an inkling of who it is, but she doesn't quite know, so she convinces Rand and his friends to leave the village because they got attacked, and Moiraine's saying it got attacked because of them. But yeah, S tier. I think off the heels of that too, we should talk about The Assassin's Apprentice. I started 2 huge series in January. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. So basically we have Fitz, and he's training to become an assassin. He is a royal, can I say the word on YouTube? He's a royal Biesta. Basically he's taken under the wing of someone who trains him to become an assassin. What's really cool about this is it does have a magic system. It's called Wit, and it helps the user connect to animals, but if it's used too much, it's dangerous. I love stories with animal companions. Wit infiltrates the royal society. They don't like it when people use the wit, so he has to learn new ways, new manners, new customs, and he is taught how to be an assassin for one very important reason that you have to read the book to find out. But this was a really fun read. It wasn't quite a 5-star for me. It was like a 4.5. I really enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed The Wheel of Time. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it as I get through the series. I'm gonna take it slowly, take my time, ingest the story. I'm really excited to get to the other 2 books in this first trilogy of The Realm of the Elderlings. And bam! We should do The Wheel of the Many. The Will of the Many, not wheel. This is another one of those types of fantasy books where I don't even know how to explain it. The scope of the story is so big and there's so much that happens, and I'm afraid to say too much because I don't want to spoil the book. There's a magic system. It's in ancient Rome, which is so freaking cool. There's political stuff. The magic system is so unique. It has to do with something called will. It's so good. It questions authority. It questions morals. Good book. Just go read it. S tier. S tier. We're gonna do Iron Widow and Heavenly Tyrant. I really liked Iron Widow. This was a 4-star read for me. Heavenly Tyrant, it did not live up to the expectations set by Iron Widow. But I'm not saying it was bad though. It was still really good. I do not normally tab my books. It is very rare that I tab my books, and there were quotes in this made me feel so powerful as a woman, and they were so relevant to what's happening in the world right now. In Iron Widow, we have a society that is ruled by, it's almost like late stage capitalism in a way. The few, well, they rule over those who are far less fortunate. There's a lot of corruption, and our main character handles it in a very intense way. She goes against every societal norm that was set for women. She's powerful, she's headstrong, she is opinionated, and that extends into Heavenly Tyrant. I have a video, my 24-hour challenge. I did read or finish Iron Widow in that 24-hour challenge, so if you'd like to hear my full thoughts on that and a summary of the book, go there. But basically, just a brief summary is there are chrysalises, they're like Gundams, and they use those to defeat the Hundans that are trying to destroy humans, and there are government secrets, there's huge wealth and class divide, women are not valued. This all comes to a head in this book. That being said, this book is not what I was led to believe it was going to be in Iron Widow. For me, it was a 3-star, but maybe more like a 3.5. It was still a really good read, but it didn't quite live up to the expectations set by Iron Widow. A tier for Iron Widow. Oh my god, there's stuff. Oh, you get the idea. Next book, let's do... Oh my god, I forgot I can walk around with my controller. That's gonna make this easier. Okay, let's do Gate to Kagoshima. This book was described as Outlander, but set in Japan during the end of the samurai times. This is one of those ones where I wish it was longer, because the premise of this book, the ideas and the characters, I feel like with 200 or so more pages, maybe just 150 more pages, this would have been a really well fleshed out book that I would have enjoyed so much. At the end, I was satisfied. It wasn't a bad read. I was just left wanting so much more than what was given to us in this book. This is a time travel romance where our main character is in modern day Japan. She's from Scotland, but she ended up in Japan. She goes to like a temple and then she ends up in the past of Japan right when the samurai era is ending and there's a war. It's so good, but I was left wanting so much more. I wish it was longer. It does give Outlander vibes, but in Japan, but it's not as good as Outlander. So yeah, B tier. This book was such a huge disappointment. All right, we're gonna talk about Quicksilver. I DNF'd this book. It was too much like ACOTAR. It was like basically ACOTAR with a different font. It was so boring. I feel like I've read this book already like 5 times. There was nothing unique about it besides the magic system. And this guy, he's named after a freaking bird. Kingfisher. If you like classic romantasy and you haven't read 10,000 of them, I feel like you'll love and eat this book up. I was so bored because it just felt like every other romantasy book out there with a different font. Okay, let's do someone you can build a nest in. For a quick summary of this book, we have Szechuan, and she's a shapeshifter. She is just a lump, and then she builds her body from parts of things. Like her spine is made out of something metal, like a chain, and like different parts like that. And she eats humans and uses their bones to help form her body. So she needs a constant stream of humans to exist in the way that she would like. Szechuan lives in a castle away from everyone, and she's just existing in her lumpy form doing her little hibernation thing. And then one day there are people that have come to basically kill her, and Szechuan doesn't like that, so of course she's gonna defend herself. And in the process of that, she falls off a cliff, injures herself, encounters the other romance in this book. The romance is so cute in this book. Szechuan has my heart. I love her so much. Homily is just kind-hearted. She helps Szechuan recover. She loves her unconditionally. The character development, it's very unique. It's not like a normal monster romance. I really enjoyed it so much. If you like shapeshifters, just give it a try. It's really good. So I'm gonna put it as an A tier. There we go. The Night Circus. All right, guys, we have to do this one. This was so good. The writing is so lyrical and poetic in this book. I could picture everything. The descriptions, the smell, and the romance. My heart. Ugh. It was just so whimsical and magical. It's about the circus. It just kind of pops up out of nowhere with no announcement at night. And then we have 2 magicians in the circus. We're basically just trying to one-up each other all the time. And then there's a subplot of romance, and it's a very gentle romance. This is a young adult book. So, and it's kind of confusing, and it's very flowery writing, but that's what I love about it. Almost nothing happens sometimes, but the writing is just, it's so pretty. If you don't like long-winded writing and a plot where not a crazy amount of stuff is happening, I don't think you'd like this book. But for me, I enjoyed it. I gave it a 5 star. S tier. Hey, we're getting somewhere. Let's do Water Moon. We have to do this one. I love this book so much. Is this what you would call a portal romance? Or no, a portal fantasy? Because you're in the real world and then you go into this ramen shop and it transports you into this magical pawn shop that sells regrets. Our main character works at this pawn shop, and her father is very interesting. He's like trying to teach her the ways of the pawn shop, and then one day he disappears, and then there's an important item that disappears from the pawn shop, and there's a man that comes to the pawn shop to help our main character find this missing item that's very important. It's so magical. The world sounds like something straight out of a Ghibli movie. The writing was very descriptive. It wasn't overly complicated or flowery. It was just the right amount of everything. I enjoyed this book so much, though. S tier for me. Also, I love the cover on this book. It's so pretty. Ooh, okay, we're kind of going through all the fantasy. The next one we're gonna do is this one. North is the Night. Wait. I had to untwist myself from the cables. I had a pulley system and it fell, so I need to put it back up. This is North is the Night. This is supposed to be like a Scandinavian lore type witchy story. It's about these 2 sisters that get kidnapped by the god of death. I did not like this book. I give it a 2 star, which is a shame because the physical book is so freaking beautiful. Like, look at this cover. I wanted this to be so much more than it was. It lacked in every department. The story pacing was weird. Why am I rooting for this character? And then it turned from her trying to rescue someone to intense romantasy. It was just not what I expected, and I didn't like it. So 2-star. If you're thinking about it because it looks pretty, don't. This is how you lose the Time War. Let's do this one. This one spans ages, millennia, time itself. We have red and blue, and they are on opposite sides of a war that's happening. They communicate through letters. I wish this was longer. And their romance was so sweet, and the ending was so satisfying. And their love is something that could come at a great price. I feel like this is a very polarizing book because of the grand scope of the relationship, and it's so short, so there's not like a crazy amount of world building. It's just focused and how them being on opposite sides of this war, how their love has a crazy amount of consequences no matter how it ends up. If you are new to sci-fi and you like confusing writing but more character driven writing, I feel like you would really like this book. Guys, I had such a good reading month, and then there was just like those few books where I was just like, you're about ready to hear some of the ones I have a gripe with. These almost made me lose faith in contemporary romance. We have Bodyguard by Catherine Centaur. I was just bored. This one, I just don't think Emily Henry is the author for me. I feel like her books, you know how like when you're streaming and someone comes into your chat and they just trauma dump? That's what her books feel like to me. I don't like the characters. I just feel like they're just sad all the time. And the romance isn't cute. It's just like, ugh. But at the same time, Emily Henry is an excellent writer, and she wrote some fantasy books before she got, I guess, into contemporary romance. And I kind of want to try out her fantasy books. This one, 1 star. I DNF'd it. This one is a 2-star. And then we had a crazy turn of events. Abby Jimenez basically giving me hope that contemporary romance isn't that bad. This book was what I thought Emily Henry was as a writer. The characters were very well fleshed out. They had issues, but the main focus of every chapter wasn't how sad they were. The male and female lead think they have this curse that when they break up with someone, their exes usually end up finding the loves of their life. So they're thinking that if they get together, they can break this curse. Like, there are serious issues in this book, and it's very realistic, the romance is. Also, it's silly. They have silly moments, and the whole book isn't just like sad. I enjoyed this, and I want to read the other 2 books. Thank you, Abby Jimenez. Thank you, because I was literally about ready to never read a contemporary romance again. I thought I was a freaking Grinch because of funny story. And beach read. I didn't like beach read either. Anyway, we only have 2 books left. 3 books. Oh, this is the last romance. The Duke Alone. I got this in a haul. Yes, I liked it. It was cute. I wanted more. This is one where I wish it was longer. Basically, the Duke is alone. Wow. That's the title of the book. He lives in this big house by himself, and then our female lead, Myrtle, her family they just leave her behind. They just forget about her and go off gallivanting and to wherever they go, and they leave her alone. And a lady must not be by herself, and any self-respecting lady would not be caught dead with a gentleman, but we all know where that ended up. This one gave me butterflies, but it wasn't long enough, and it wasn't satisfying, and I want more, but I don't know what that type of romance is called. I give it a 3-star. Also, it's not super spicy, so if you don't want spicy, it's just fade to black. So 2 books. Okay, the last 2 books were ones I read in my 24-hour challenge, so I'm not gonna go into crazy detailed explanation. This is Carrie. I gave this a 4-star. It made me paranoid, so I give it originally I was gonna only give it a 3, but I gave it a 4 because it made me paranoid at night. So I saved the best for last. The Secret History. This was my 6-star read. I love this book. I feel like I could talk about it for hours. If you want a detailed review of this book, I think I yapped about it for 3 minutes in the video, but I actually talked about it for like 30 minutes. When I actually recorded the video, I cut it down. It was my 6-star read of last month. It was so good. I can't stop thinking about it. I think about it a lot. I kind of want to do a reread. That's how much I liked it. If you want a quick summary, this is a whodunit mystery where at the beginning of the book, you know who dies, you know who did it, but you don't know why. And that's what this book is about, is telling you why. At first you think it's super pretentious, but then the book knows exactly what it's doing. It's good. It's good. It's good. If I was in college, I would write like a essay about this or something. I'm just gonna put it above, like right there. I could read you too because I'm not short. Guys, we did it. That is my January wrap up. Dang, yeah, that was a good reading month. Seeing it visualized like that, I think I read a lot of good books in January. Thank you guys again for 100 subscribers. I hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to do something more fun for a wrap up besides what I've been doing. Let me know if you like this style and I'll do more. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hee.